So how are you doing?
I'm doing good. Thank you for having me.
All right. So first, I had a Lafayette woman. Now I have another.
That's right.
Another Louisiana.
Louisiana.
But so here's the deal. Is it okay? Because the name is always interesting.
Yes.
Now, some people say Shreveport,
Okay.
and some say Shreveport.
Shreveport. So I say Shreveport because I was actually raised up until I was 14, 15 in Yakima, Washington.
Oh, ooh,
So
Lord, that was a culture shift.
It was, yes.
Lord, Washington State?
Shock. Yes.
Yeah, culture shock.
Yeah, Washington State to Shreveport, Louisiana.
How did that happen? What happened?
It was really just a God thing, and my dad connected with a pastor in Shreveport, and then was a staff pastor there, and so our whole family, mom, all 5 of us kids, moved down there and became a part of this high school and their culture and their church, and it was, yeah, we jumped all the way in, all the way in. Yeah,
that's a whole different experience.
Yep.
From Washington State.
It is. I mean, even like the sports that are important in those 2 different regions. We went from basketball to a football family.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Texas, Louisiana is football.
It's football, yeah. So
other sports, that's just training for football.
Yeah.
That's how I look at it. You
right.
Basketball. No, that's just go get your conditioning in.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It's open. That's how I think about it.
Yes. So yeah. It was a massive culture shift.
So for you now, what's interesting is that you're solo now, but it's not how it started for you.
No.
So where did the gospel begin? Where did that start in terms of the group? How did that start?
Yeah, I mean, Dad's a pastor. His family was musical growing up. We were musical. My father wrote the song. I don't know if you heard it, but it's called "Use Me." And that song did really well. And so him and my mom would travel everywhere, all around the world, singing and ministering. But one day he was like, I feel like I'm supposed to travel with my family now. So we started playing. We were already playing, and he would wake us up for prayer every morning, and we would get on our instruments and play. So we were already doing that. But he was like, I want to do this.
So he had a free band.
He had a free band. He paid in food. and a warm place to sleep.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, so that's how we did it, and
now what instrument did you play?
I play keys and guitar.
Okay.
Yeah. And the microphone. I play the microphone too. Yeah. So yeah, everybody played. I mean, even my sister, when she got married, her husband was a part of the group because he played. So it was a family affair.
Yeah, like a mini Winans. Like
yes.
You come into the family, you gonna play a scene.
I want to say thank you for that, because I would rather them say that than, is your dad Joe Jackson? Are you guys like the You know what I'm saying? I like that comparison. Yeah.
Well, again, because it's interesting. Look, you married to that family. Come on. Get to work. Get to work.
Grab this phone. Take this picture.
The family business is
get the social media video. Yeah. So
that's what it is. So y'all begin the tour as a family, and then when did it become y'all a group?
Immediately it was like that. And actually it really was like, even moving to Shreveport was a series of divine appointments, because the pastor introduced us to this guy who needed the ministry of a family, and we benefited from our connection with him because he became our manager. And it was just this beautiful exchange.
When you say he needs the ministry of a family, what does that mean?
He had just gone through some tough things in life, and just seeing a family operate was ministry to him. And it just was beautiful to him. And he, so he was like, people have to see you guys doing your thing.
Well, most people, what was interesting about that is that most people don't realize that real pastors don't count members.
Yeah.
They count families, because individuals are transient. They come and go. But typically when a family joins a church, they're there.
They're investing.
And typically we have multiple generations. So they grow up there, they get married there, they have kids there. And so a lot of preachers focus on, I have X number of families.
Yeah.
I mean, church.
Multi generations is like a sign of a healthy church too. Everybody's represented there and everybody gets along. that's a big deal. So we had that there at that church. And so Jeffrey Benwer became our manager. He introduced us to Tommy Sims, who produced our first record. And then we pitched that record to EMI Gospel at the time, which is now Motown Gospel. And we got signed, and it did very well.
And then you decided, you know what? I want to do my own thing.
And then we did another album that didn't do so well. And then we got dropped, and we kept singing. And then I was youth pastoring and just doing whatever. And then I decided I'm ready.
How was that? What was that process? Because obviously, when you are, again, you mentioned earlier, Joe Jackson. When Michael decides to lead the Jackson 5 to become a solo artist, there are other examples of that as well. I mean, it's a whole different dynamic because you're used to operating and moving as a group.
Yeah, I think I put obligations on myself because I was one of the main lead singers and writers along with my dad. Everybody wrote, and I think I took on the weight of I have to take care of my family. I imagine being in your 20s carrying that or thinking our album didn't do that well because of me or whatever. Just ways that I believe the enemy wants to keep you in bondage however he can from moving forward. So that was a year's worth of a process of realizing that I also had even a skewed vision of, fearing missing God's will. And it was just all so wrong because when I finally said, hey, I'm moving to Dallas to go do what's in my heart at 29 years old, they were all just like, we've been waiting on you. You know what I mean? So you're wrestling with all this stuff internally.
They're like,
and it's a lot. Time. Right. You know what I'm saying?
And you're probably going, why y'all didn't say nothing?
I think they tried to say, but that voice is just so loud of obligation, So anyways, I had 3 college degrees, but I was like, I'm not going to Dallas to get a job and ask for permission to leave work to do what's in my heart. So I got my Uber license, and I was like, if this doesn't work out, I could do this. I mean, Uber and Lyft, they're like you own your own business, your own little,
Right. Yeah.
So, but I honestly only had to drive twice in the 2 years of being in Dallas to pay my rent because my friends knew I led worship. I grew up with people who ended up pastoring big churches and doing these big conferences. And they were like, can you come? And it just was like one thing after the other, word of mouth, getting on, doing cycles with Jonathan, getting on Israel Houghton's album, who was a hero of mine, and and then doing something with Maverick. And honestly, it was like God created the perfect storm around my yes, around my willingness to jump and watch these wings that I made for you work.
See, I think for a lot of people, when people ask me all the time, they'll ask, how did this happen? And what most people don't realize is that if you ask any successful, especially an entrepreneur, someone who actually did their own thing, they had to have absolute faith, not only in God, but in themselves.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. There are some people who have faith in God, but they actually don't have faith in themselves to actually pull the trigger.
Yep. And you said absolute faith. And to me, that speaks volumes because that means there's nothing happening around me that is tangibly saying, this is going to happen for you.
No.
But absolute faith in myself and God. And that's what that season was. And it was so scary. But I had a friend say to me, if you don't do what's in your heart, I feel like you're going to be the man in the Bible with one talent. Because you had a skewed vision of how God sees you and how the Father operates with his children.
There's also patience. I think, a lot of people talk about that verse.
Yeah.
But then I have to take people to Habakkuk.
Okay.
Where it says, write the vision down, make it plain, then wait.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing.
Yes.
So I remember God laid out, you're going to be doing all of these things in media. July 2000. I'm like, all right, let's go. He's like, no. I'm like, hold on, what you mean? I'm ready to roll. No, I have to move some people into position who right now are not in position.
Yeah.
And as I look back on that, some of those people it took a decade for them to be put in position.
Yes.
And that's, I think, also hard for people.
Yes.
The waiting part.
Yes.
Because sometimes it comes fast, but then sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah. So here's why the yes period is so scary, is because you have been obedient and saying no for 10 years. And then all of a sudden, you don't hear God saying, don't take this opportunity, not yet. And that was so scary for me. I had an anxiety attack the night that I decided I was going to sign with the label I'm with.
Really?
Because I was so used to being in this holding pattern. And the waiting is good because you're also you're getting rid of any ambition in you to kick doors down and I'm going to make it happen on my own, on my terms. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So it's good for you. But when the yes season comes, it is scary because you're so used to, God told me to wait. And then you don't feel that anymore. You feel this freedom to go and you feel the command to go, but you're like, I've been saying no.
Well, what's crazy for me was having this tremendous skill set and knowing I have financial needs, applying for positions that I could do in my sleep and none of them happening. And it's like, like literally I could do that in my sleep.
Doors closed.
I remember I had one radio station and this was, and they were like, why are you applying for this job? Mm-hmm. I mean, you've done all these things, but it was actually a style of radio that I had never done. And they couldn't just fathom the idea that I actually wanted to learn how to do that style. And I'm looking at them going, this is a no-brainer.
Right.
Somebody with my resume never got the offer.
Yeah.
And then you're sitting there kind of like, say, bro, can you let me know what's up? Because light bill got to get paid.
Yeah. And that's the thing, you know, everybody's like, oh, the industry's changed, the industry's changed. I'm telling you that it will always be about who you know. And the who that I'm talking about is the one that closes doors that should obviously be open for you because it's not his time, it's not his season. And now look, you know, it's like we're here because the timing was right.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
I've asked other artists this question. Where do you see your place in gospel music? Because they're obviously there are different genres within gospel.
Yeah, there. So you're like, what genre am I?
For you, how do you see yourself in this space?
I have to say that, Reese, if you had asked me that maybe a month ago, I would have just said, yeah, I'm a part of the, you know, evolving sound of, you know, with the guitar and neo soul. That's probably where I am. But I actually see an even greater evolution with my music now because we're working on my album. And I kind of feel like, yes, the neo soul thing will always be a part and the worship thing will always be a part of who I am. But I feel like I'm writing more R&B feel and folk right now. I know that those are two like on opposite spectrums, but those sounds are in me because my parents just had us listening to everything, every different sound. We couldn't listen to secular, but every different expression of music, you know. So that's what I would say. And there are some young like R&B gospel artists coming up, like Jordan Armstrong. I mean, Erica Campbell still represents in that genre. But, so I actually would like to see what my music would do even outside of like church, you know.
So what I think was interesting about the lineup of this McDonald's tour is that you have just these different, it's just so many different types of sounds that for those who are going to be attending in these cities, they're getting a broad view as opposed to, you know, sort of 6 artists who are sort of in the same vein. Yeah,
they had a buffet. You know what I'm saying? You know, when you know I don't know what I was saying, but you know the buffets at the casino, how they got Italy over here. Right. You know what I'm saying? Mexican food over here. I mean, literally, you're right. I mean, there's a plethora of different genres within the genre of gospel music being represented here. And I love that because we're colorful people, you know?
And again, and have range.
We have range. And you know what else? I'm going to say, this might get me off subject, but I'm also loving how Afro vibes you know what I'm saying, being highlighted right now because it's unifying brown-skinned people in the United States. And also, I mean, you can hear it in reggaeton or like in the Spanish culture, but that's also our influence in there. So there's this broad like stroke being painted right now saying this is Black world music. And I love that.
So you mentioned that, then you mentioned your parents that listen to everything but secular. Okay, so
so you're like, what is that?
I'm gonna throw this out. So because Bree failed this test.
Oh no!
I threw a couple.
I'm gonna fail.
No.
Okay.
See, I mentioned a couple of names. She's like, "Who is that?"
Okay.
And I was like, "Are you serious?"
All right.
And so then she's like, she told me I can't ask Hezekiah, I can't ask Anthony. She's like, "Oh, no, she's not gonna know those." So
she knows. She's probably right.
That's what she said. So I mentioned the Commodore's hit Zoom.
The what?
See, you never heard of Zoom? The Commodore's hit song Zoom. Okay, she's right about that one. Okay.
Yeah.
How about
meetings on Zoom?
Yeah, meetings. Really? You got meetings on Zoom? Really? 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 Oh my God!
Give me.
So then I mentioned Jeffrey Osborne and LTD, and she was like, "Who in the world is that?"
Maybe if you sing a song.
See, so when I threw out, when we played a couple of the songs, she's like, "Oh yeah, I heard that." But she had no idea what that meant. And I told her she was struggling so bad. I told her, I said, "I'm gonna put your black card in review status."
Please don't put me in card review status. Please, God. I work so hard.
Especially in Washington State.
Yes, please, God, please. Okay, play the songs. You got me tempted to act like I know.
See right there. That's why. I'm like, I said, look, if you're playing everything.
Right. You're right. I have to say, when I'm with my friends and they know, because I have another friend who was a pastor's kid. She wasn't allowed to, but she played catch up. She took some years and caught up on everything. So she knows. Yeah, I missed it, because I was in my prayer closet.
Do you at least know Frankie Beverly Mays?
Wait. Is it You Make Me Happy?
Yes.
Yes. I'll let you go. You know why? Because we were listening to that this morning. I knew it before this morning.
Got it.
But today I saw the name and I was like, I don't remember that name.
Yeah, please.
See, the Holy Spirit had my back today.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Okay, because see, I ain't trying to have you in a setting where black people are playing spades or something and they throw out Frankie Beverly Mays. You be like, who?
Right.
Who? Mm-hmm. And then the whole room will look at you like, who invited her?
You're right. I'm going to do my homework, though.
Yes.
Just don't ask me if I play spades. Excuse me.
You don't.
No. Okay, I signed up for a class that I'm taking.
You don't play spades?
No, because here's why. Let me just say this. There is a part of Black culture that grew up in church, and when they were growing up, playing cards was of the devil.
Y'all couldn't even play cards?
I could, but they couldn't, so they didn't grow up they didn't teach their kids to play spades.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? Goldfish? Yes. Uno? Yes.
But no spades.
No spades. But I have had conversations and where I'm going to learn how to play spades very recently.
So this obviously has come up in other
a lot.
Yeah.
But I did know that song that I just sang, so I don't think my card should go into review.
The committee's looking at it right now. I got a deck of cards in my backpack.
Yeah.
So we ready to play at any given time.
I can do other things too. I can make cornbread. I can do other things.
What else can you do? Wait. What can you do while we play spades? Listen to
making the
Commodores in Zoom.
Making greens.
Okay, I got it.
You know what I'm saying? I could do all of those things. I'm the nurturing Black woman. I would be that person.
So you got the food straight, got down.
Yes, and I can talk trash. You know
See,
what I'm saying?
that comes in handy with
That's
spades.
What I'm saying.
I mean, spades is totally about. It's not just learning how to play.
It's 1-on-1.
The trash talking is 80% of spades.
I kill trash talk.
But you got to know how to play the trash talk.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm 80% there. So my card shouldn't go in review. I'm just like,
okay.
We're getting there.
Yeah, we're getting there.
Yes.
Whew, might take a while, but we're
20% left.
Yeah.
Just 20% left.
Yes, we're getting there. Last question for you.
Okay.
Who would you love to do something with?
I think, right now I got to sing for CeCe Winans at the Stellar Awards.
Mm-hmm.
And she's somebody that I genuinely would love to sit under, even if I was just singing a song with her.
Gotcha.
I feel like she's somebody whose name still is so clean, and people still hold her in high regard after all of these years. And she's a mother, she's a wife. And so I guess I would like to interview her and just ask her how, and then sit there with a notepad and write.
Okay. Well, no, if you're doing the interview, you don't have to do the notepad because record it. Cameras.
Yes.
That way you can listen.
Right.
You can just
rewatch it.
You can just play it back.
You're right. Yeah.
I've done this a little bit.
Yeah. You're a pro.
Just since I was 14.
Really?
Yeah.
Since you were 14.
Went to communications high school.
Do you have a book out yet?
5 books.
Okay. I'm fired. I'm not fired. You're never going to call me back. When I come back, I'll know Spades. I promise you. Yeah.
When those Spades, they only read the books.
Yeah, right. And all the books. Yeah. No, that's really great.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you for your contribution
all good.
to the industry.
All good.
Yeah.
Good chatting with you.
Same.
Look forward to seeing you on tour and playing Spades backstage.
Oh, yes. And beating you.
That's not going to happen.
It's okay. See, trash talk.
That's not going to happen.
Yeah, this trash talk, though.
I'm going to send you back to Washington State.
Excuse me. I ain't going back to Washington.
You sit back.
I don't want to go
I
back.
want you so bad. You like, I'm packing up. I got to go. And this man too much.
Right.
That's it.
I'll go back to Shreveport. They'll patch me back up.
Shreveport?
Yeah, they'll patch me back up.
All right, then. Well, appreciate it.
It's an honor to meet you.
Likewise.
Yeah.